Hello and welcome back to the channel. What is up, everybody? On today's movie review, we are going to talk about the most talked about horror movie at least of this year, in my opinion, Dave Franco's The Rental. Yeah, so Dave Franco, who some of you might know from, movies with his brother.
Yeah, Meet the Fockers, De Niro. I'm watching you.
Yeah, you wouldn't mistake that guy to actually put out a horror movie, but as we know and we've seen time and time again, with Jordan Peele, putting out horror movies, sometimes, comedians make the best horror movies, just for whatever reason. Sometimes they're usually good at doing that. So this is no stranger to the genre. This is a horror thriller. I don't really want to tell you too much about the synopsis. I'll just tell you involves, I'm just gonna, basically it's two couples. They rent this home. They're celebrating, just getting away before there's a big project that and these couples have to work on. But that's kind of the simplistic of the plot. There's more to it, and I love that they don't ruin everything as far as in the synopsis. They don't tell you a lot of the stuff that's happening with these characters, with some of the things involving the characters and maybe some other folks that might be visiting the rental. Dave Franco does a fantastic job, in my opinion. He was the co-writer on this, and he is the director, the producer, pretty much behind the whole entire project. This is also brought to us by Joe Swanberg, who you should have seen in a couple of other, more independent horror movies, especially the VHS series. If you know him, you've seen him before. He acts in a lot of these movies, and he's also a good writer and director as well in the horror genre. So what a lot of folks don't like about The Rental is probably it's very generic in its approach. For me, I went in, I did not know anything. I didn't see the trailer. I just know it was Dave Franco made a horror movie, and I'm just watching it. And it took probably a good 45-50 minutes until it reaches that thrilling part. But from that point on, I found myself being on the edge of my seat. My stomach was in knots. I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. Where was this story going to go? Was it going to go, the scenario of A or B or C, or what was going to come next? And it had me twisted. Now, don't mistake that for this being groundbreaking. It's not. It's a typical thriller, typical horror movie that you've seen before. The characters make dumb mistakes, and they do certain things that you come to expect from horror movie characters. Where I think The Rental succeeds is the look of it, the aesthetic, where it's shot at is gorgeous. It's like this beach, sort of like on the mountainside, but facing the water. You got this fog rolling in. There's some mischievous things happening, and it's really, really creepy. There are some beautiful shots in here that kind of make it stand above what you would normally see in a thriller movie. And I definitely found some stuff unsettling, and I think that is what makes this a little bit elevated as far as it being just a generic thriller. There are some things I can't spoil that happens a little later on in the movie that are really, really good. They really give you some good vibes that you've probably seen in other, slasher type movie things. I don't want to spoil too much with that statement, so take that as you will. And then there's the lasting sort of shot they do towards the end of this movie with the ending credits, and it really leaves you like creeped out dirty in ways. And I think it does what it succeeds. There's also talk of Dave Franco talking about how this is maybe there's a sequel or some type of other movies that are going to be coming, without spoiling too much that happens in this movie. I would be interested to see what happens, but I also don't want more to be explored. I think, open-ended movies can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. Now, if you're not the type that enjoys an open-ended movie, you're going to probably hate this movie. Me, on the other hand, I thought that it fit with the theme of this movie. I like that they didn't really have a lot to explain. It's just things happen, things are there, and you just kind of gotta take it and roll with it. But I love that it's a smaller cast, and the cast itself is really, really good. Everyone does a good job. You got Dan Stevens, who plays Charlie. You got his brother, who is Jeremy Allen White. They have a really good relationship in the movie. You can see that there's some sort of, you know, back and forth between them, and you can tell there's some tension there, but it's very underlining, and you can tell, you know, there's stuff going on with the other two female characters. Everybody kind of has this buildup of secrecy and stuff going on, and really it all kind of explodes, and for this movie kind of having a really smaller cast, they really fill the movie with their presence and their acting throughout this movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed The Rental. I'm surprised that it's kind of a love-hate relationship with so many people, but that's my thoughts on The Rental. What did you think? Leave your comments down below. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys on another movie review very, very soon. Peace out.